first day of spring, Greater Latrobe. From the WCAT-TV studio, I'm Emma Urich alongside Alexis Knoll.
Coming up in today's show, the blood drive is this week. We highlight multiple field trips and summer camp opportunities, and the Rising Educators Club meets tomorrow. All this and more on your WCAT-TV news.
Any student who took Interior Design 1 in the fall and would be interested in attending a field trip to tour Falling Water and Kentuck Knob should see Mrs. Koss in F202 as soon as possible.
All 16-year-olds signed up to donate blood must return their signed parental consent form to Mrs. Zeza in the Senior High Nurse's office no later than Thursday, March 23rd to be eligible to participate in this year's drive. You will not be scheduled or permitted to donate unless your signed consent form is turned in by March 23rd.
You spend all day with teachers, but have you ever thought about what it's like to actually be one? Students in grades 10 through 12 are invited to attend an informational meeting with the Rising Educators Club through St. Vincent College to explore careers in the education profession. The meeting will be held on Tuesday, March 21st during the first half of Lunch and Learn in Mr. Trenton's room, H203. Interested students should email Mr. Trenton and Mrs. Yetter to RSVP.
Let's get a check on the weather. We go to Lily Haverly for your 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Wildcats. Here's your 3-day forecast. Today, on the first day of spring, we can expect it to be mostly sunny with a high of 49 and a low of 22. Tomorrow will also be mostly sunny with a high of 54 and a low of 28. And finally, this Wednesday is expected to be mostly sunny with a high of 58 and a low of 34. That's all for your 3-day forecast. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Lily. Attention seniors who will be attending a 4-year college next year and are completing scholarship applications to assist with your college tuition. The Dino Castelli Charitable Scholarship Fund applications have arrived in the guidance office. Please pick up your copy today with Ms. Hager. The deadline for completion is March 5th. In addition, many more scholarships are coming into the guidance office at this time. Please check the district scholarship page regularly.
Capstone conducted a flower dissection of a perfect flower, which means it has male and female parts on the same flower. They dissected daylilies. An interesting feature about most flowering plants is that they have the same number of male flowering parts as they do petals.
Mu Alpha Theta is selling raffle tickets for gift baskets and chances to pie a teacher in the face at the next PEP assembly at the end of the month. Stop by their table during Lunch and Learn to purchase your ticket today.
We will be back after these messages.
Prom will take place on Friday, May 12th at Zone 28. Tickets will go on sale on mysschooldance.com beginning Wednesday, March 22nd and ending Wednesday, April 5th. Tickets are $75 per person and your ticket cost includes appetizers, dinner, dessert, a $20 game card to use for the arcade at Zone 28, unlimited access to bowling and other activities, DJ, and dancing. This dance is open to juniors and seniors. Sophomores can only attend if asked by a junior or a senior. We hope to see you there.
Are you interested in writing and telling stories? Then journalism class with Mrs. Stallings is for you. Telling stories since 1923, the High Post features the arts, athletics, and academics throughout Greater Latrobe community. Continue the legacy of the High Post and talk to your guidance counselor about scheduling journalism for the next school year.
Are you interested in sports? Do you want to learn how to edit, make cool hype videos, and see sports in a completely different way? Then schedule a sports broadcasting and video production class next year.
Sports broadcast and video production will take you through the journey of learning about the behind-the-scenes aspects of sports. You will learn how to film events, interview coaches and athletes, edit intense hype videos, record podcasts, and create a sports show, all in a fun sports atmosphere. You may even have your work published on the Wildcat Sports Network for all to see. With no experience necessary, you can join this sports-oriented class and learn all you need to know in order to produce sports-related content.
Schedule sports broadcast and video production for next school year and capture the legacy of our Wildcat athletes.
Stop by and see Miss Hauk in C107 if you have any questions or want more information.
Then schedule a sports broadcasting and video production class next year.
R-Explore is a 3-day summer camp through the University of Pittsburgh that aims to expose high school sophomores and juniors to the many and diverse opportunities of a Doctor of Pharmacy degree. The camp is free of charge and each day is dedicated to one of the many practice settings in which a Doctor of Pharmacy practices. Hands-on activities and a robust discussion of the profession of pharmacy and the opportunities available will be included throughout the camp. Breakfast and lunch will be included. For more information, please contact Mrs. Yetter.
The 2023 Leadership Westmoreland Youth Academy is a 5-day leadership development program offered June 19th through the 23rd. It is designed to introduce students to leadership concepts that provide interaction with local business, government, and community leaders. Participants should be sophomores, juniors, and seniors in September with a GPA of at least 2.5. To apply, students must complete the application and submit the request documents before April 28th. Please email Mrs. Yetter for a link to the application.
We go to Jacob Kramer for the Wildcat Sports Report.
Good morning, Latrobe. Today in local sports news, the baseball team has an away game at Connellsville at 4 p.m. Then the softball team has a game at home versus Norwin at 4. Next, the boys varsity tennis team has an away match at Valley High against Valley. Finally, the boys lacrosse team has a game at 7:30 at home versus Chartiers Valley. In national sports news, in the NBA, there are 6 games. Headlining the night is the Bulls in Philadelphia versus the 76ers at 7 p.m. In the NHL, there are 5 games. Headlining the night is the Ottawa Senators versus the Pittsburgh Penguins in Pittsburgh at 7 p.m. Finally, in the MLB, there are 11 games. Headlining the day is Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Boston Red Sox in Florida at 1:05 p.m. That's all for sports news. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Jacob. Students in grades 9 through 12 are invited to tour the General Carbide facility in Greensburg on Wednesday, April 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and learn the ins and outs of the carbide manufacturing process from power to polish. Students will also be given the opportunity to speak with current General Carbide employees on topics ranging from job responsibilities to career paths. Students who will be looking for employment after graduation are encouraged to attend. Please contact Mrs. Yetter to sign up.
Seniors or juniors looking to study physics, physics education, astrophysics, or a related field are invited to attend a one-day workshop hosted by the physics department at St. Vincent College on Saturday, April 1st. Interested students can email Mrs. Yetter for the registration link.
Laurel Valley Motor is hosting a job fair for high school students on Tuesday, March 21st from 3 to 7 p.m. at their Latrobe dealership on Route 30. There are part-time and full-time positions available. A driver's license is required for all positions.
Any junior girl interested in the American Legion Auxiliary Keystone Girls State week-long program for this summer, please stop into the guidance office to pick up an application and details. This is a great opportunity for a hands-on educational personal experience.
Now here is Zoe Favada with Wildcat World News.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today in World News, a coal mine in Colombia collapsed earlier this week, leaving 21 workers dead. The mine collapsed late Tuesday following an explosion that blocked several of its entrances. Rescue teams worked nonstop for more than 30 hours to find survivors and retrieve bodies. Officials said that the explosion was caused by methane inside of the mine and will remain closed until officials investigate further on how the explosion occurred. Next, California will spend about $30 million to build 1,200 small homes across the state this year as part of a plan to help house the nation of the largest homeless population. Governor Newsom announced that he has promised to make major policy announcements on housing, healthcare, and public safety. Lastly, in local news, Ohio filed a lawsuit against the railroad derailment that happened last month to make sure it pays for the cleanup and environmental damage. The federal lawsuit also seeks to force the company to pay for groundwater and soil monitoring in the years ahead and economic losses in the village of East Palestine and surrounding areas. The railroad has promised more than $20 million so far to help the Ohio community recover, while also announcing several voluntary safety upgrades. That's all for World News. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of WCAT TV News. Have a great day, Latrobe. We are GL.
Go Wildcats!